All right. Well, I got a project going on here, actually two of them. Working on a couple of pumps. And one of them looks like a Predator engine on it, a Honda clone. And the other one looks about the same. Looks like a Honda engine, but it's a fairly larger pump and a little older, I think. That one hasn't been running a couple of years. I think this one, I guess it was last year or recently used, and then now it's not working. So I'm going to take a look at them. I'm moving kind of slow. I just had a Shark's Burger. If you're ever in Austin or up in the Leander and Cedar Park area, man, you got to try Shark's Burger. They're pretty decent. I am stuffed, but anyway, let's get down to it. Yeah, so here's the first one I'm going to tackle. I might just do one of these because they're almost identical. Like I said, one's just a little newer and a little smaller. This one has the Predator engine on it. Yeah, Predator 212. And this one over here, it might be about the same. It's a little older, definitely well used. And it hasn't been run, he said probably about 2 years, so it's probably more like 3. It does have the Honda, was that a 5.5? Yeah, but I bet we can get them both going. But for now, I think I'm going to tackle this one. I just have it sitting on top of this lift. This lift, I want to get it going one of these days too. I only have partial videos on it, and once it's working, this thing's badass. But I'll explain on it a little later, get it cleaned up and get it working. But first, let's get this going. So I think I'm going to, because I have no idea. I mean, the only thing I've done is check the oil, and the oil looks clean. I mean, it looks brand new. Look at that, even in there, the pull rope looks like it's new. So this thing might have been serviced at one time. Yeah, so let's see. I'll think about how I want to approach this one. Yeah, so I know I've already checked the oil, and the pull rope looks new, like I said. Let's look at the gas. Yeah. Feels like it was all rusted out. Let's get that filter out. Yeah, this is some old stuff in there. Woo! And it smells like it. So let's drain all the crap out of there. So this, he said he used it recently, but given the state of the gas, I mean, it has got to have taken years for this gas to get in the condition it's in. So I guess that's the first thing I need to do. I need to drain all the gas out of here and then clean out the carburetor, get it all cleaned out of there. I'm sure this thing is just dirty as hell. So the gas is probably way under here. So I'm probably going to take the tank off. Should be one screw, one bolt on this side, and 2 on this side. Yeah, there's 2 nuts. So we can take this off, and then we'll probably see the hose off on this side, if you can see what I'm doing. Because the fuel line is way down in here. Yeah, so let's do that. All right. I'm guessing that's a 10 millimeter. Yep. So we'll get this off, clean off the gas tank, and I'm probably going to take a break because it is Saturday and the Longhorns, Texas, is playing Oklahoma State. So I'm not going to miss that. And I think there's one more bolt. Is it one on this side? I disconnected the spark plug. Let me put this lid back on, just in case the gas tries to spill out everywhere. There we go. Let me save these gaskets or rubber washers. And there's the fuel line. Yeah, you can see it under there. Still going to be hard to get. So guess I'll disconnect it real quick, take this off and hold it to its side. Hopefully it'll keep everything from spilling out, because this could get messy. There's that one. Minimal spill. You can see the inside of this. You can see the inside of the fuel line there is kind of bulging, so I'll have to replace this fuel line. Probably the inside of it's all, you know how they wear down on the inside and you have just particles in, and it just closes up like a blocked artery, you know. And that's what's going on here. Let me find somewhere where I can dump this old stuff into and clean it out, and then we'll continue on with the carburetor. Alright, so while that's draining out, I'm doing it the slow way. Just going to let it dribble out of there, and then I'll dump the rest out of here. This tank has that lip that goes in, so it's always kind of hard to get it all out of the top. You have to let it drain out of that bottom there. And just let that hang. Well, the air filter looks okay so far. Yeah, not bad. Good. Let's get this cover off. Make sure it's a 10 millimeter. Let's see. So was the fuel line off or on? I think it was off, actually. Well, that's good. Yeah. That's cool. So the whole time this fuel has been cut off from the carburetor, so still got to take a look at it after seeing the condition of the gas in there. Oh, I hate when this happens. You try to take the cover off, but this bar is in the way. Let me show you what I'm running into here. So as usual, you see it's just the two nuts holding these on. But this bar's in the way. I can't get this cover off. And the carburetor and all that stuff, it won't come out with it. Okay, well, you can see this is what I'm going to be doing for a minute. I want to figure out how I'm going to get that cover off and get the carburetor off. So I can't really move this. Hopefully I'm not going to have to unscrew the engine and the pump and move everything back. Surely not. What a pain in the butt. All right, well, I am back. This is a different day, and what I should have done, I came out here. This has been sitting there, and this thing, it had, you know, the gas was just orange, you know, that was sitting here for years. Not just 1 year, probably more like 3. But you can see, I mean, this thing is just so much corrosion and crap in there built up. I don't think, yeah, the outside it looks fine, so I don't think it's leaking anywhere. There's no rust throughs. It's just a lot of crap in there. So I'm gonna pour, what's that rust treatment stuff I've got over there? Well, I'll show you in a second. And then I'll seal it up. I'll plug this and pour that in there, seal it up, let it sit again probably overnight. In the meantime, I guess I'm gonna have to unbolt the engine and the pump and scoot everything back. What a pain in the butt, huh? Just to get the carburetor off? Jesus. But oh well, might as well get started. I think my dog thinks she's a cat. What are you doing, Girly? Alright, so I was trying to get something to plug this up, which I did. I had a twig and I stuck it in there, and you know, I wanted to be able to pull it back out, but then it broke off in there. So, well, it's still sealed, but when it's all said and done, I need to take all this off. I'm gonna have to clean all that stuff out anyway. There's probably a filter on the other side of this, which is probably pretty gummed up, and then I'll get the twig out of there. But hopefully it'll seal and not leak all over the place, but we'll find out here in a second. And yeah, Evapo-Rust, that's the stuff I use quite a bit actually. And it does take a while. Like I said, I'll probably have to let it sit overnight, but what can I say, it freaking works. What is she doing? What'd you find, Girly? All right, well, let's get back to it. I'm going to seal this off. And it's probably about half full. So I just come out here every once in a while, you know, turn it upside down on its side, all that stuff, just to make sure it gives time to soak. Is that leaking? Barely. Okay, well maybe I can get some tape over it or something. And all right, well, we'll see how this does. So this kind of sucks having to loosen up the motor and the pump. Just to get to the carburetor. But I can't think of any other way. You can see that's pretty solid, it's welded on. It's not like I can take this section off or anything. And I don't see any other way. All right, well, let's see if we can get this sucker off. What's up, Gertie? What's up? All right, so the motor's off. The pump is loose, so it should just slide out. Let's see what happens. There we go. Now I can get the carburetor out. Right on, girl? You eyeballing me? Are you eyeballing me? All right. There she blows. Let's take all this off. Well, there we go. Yeah, it looks pretty messy in there, so can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. So I'm going to take all this stuff, the shut-off valve, take all that up. It's probably gunked up in there. And let's see what the bowl looks like. Hey, hallelujah. All right. So that's good. So I'm just going to make sure this is all cleaned out here, the little needle valve there, and then make sure the shut-off valve here is not all clogged up, because it could be clogged up right up to the point, right? So that's good. That's good. Man, that sucker was on there. Yeah, there we go. All that stuff needs to be cleaned out. So, all right, there we go. Come on out of there. It's trying. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. They look clean. Let's see if we can see daylight through them. Yeah. Awesome. Whew. A lot of crap came out of there. Look at all that all over my arm. There we go. All right, that'll do it. Let's put this thing back together. All right, carburetor is done. Let's get it all back together. Then I'll remount the engine, and then we'll come back after this tank has had time to clear out, right? So let's get it all put back together. All right, I got everything back on, as you can see. Air filter's still not on there. Let me go ahead and plug the spark plug up. And you can see I put an auxiliary gas tank on here just to see if it's going to crank. Check for leaks, all that good stuff. So that should be enough. Okay, so the shutoff valve here, let me open that up. And I don't see any leaks so far. Let's open it up here. Get the gas flowing. Choke is on. Everything is on. Let's see if it's going to try to crank. Alright, that cranked up pretty damn easy, if you ask me. So, let me shut all that off. So the only thing that's left is getting his fuel tank clean. Alright? Well, I forgot to show you a neat trick. Whenever you're doing this with the tank, see all the liquids in there, and it's all covered in crap, right? All the just the whole inside's just covered up. Well, I saved these ball bearings. I forgot where I got them from. I use them over and over, but you can get a handful of old screws, nuts, whatever you got, and pour it in. So now, when you shake it around, now I've got those ball bearings banging around everything, loosening everything up. All right, just a quick tip. All right, well, that was kind of an easy fix, right? The only pain in the butt is was having to take the motor, take the engine and the pump off just to get the carburetor off. And the carburetor really wasn't in that bad a shape, but you can see where the intake from the fuel with the shutoff valve there, it needed to be cleaned anyway. So I'm glad I did it. You know, it was a pain in the butt, but it was well worth it, right? And I'm just waiting for the gas tank to get clean now, and it's no big deal. If anything goes strange, then I will definitely film it and show you what's going on. But it looks like a routine cleaning job for the tank. I just put what's that stuff called? Yeah, Evap-O-Rust. I'm sure everybody's heard of that. It does take a while, but it does a dang good job, and you can reuse it until it just doesn't work anymore, right? And something like this, I mean, that tank was pretty gunked up inside. So probably once that's done, you know, you're not going to be able to reuse it. But I usually, you know, do all my nuts and bolts and tools and stuff like that, put it in this Evap-O-Rust, and it cleans it up great, and you can reuse it. So, well, that's it for this. I know I have another pump back there that we looked at before, and I just took a quick glance at it, and that tank is spotless. You know, I looked it over, I was like, well, shit, I think he got mixed up. That must be the one he was using. And the one I just worked on was the one that has been sitting for 3 or 4 years. So I'm expecting that to be just an easy fix, probably just clean the carburetor and poof, let it go, right? It'll probably crank right up. So that is it. I'm going to quit rambling, and as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch for my next video.